I may live a double life, but it's definitely a blessed life. You know what? I'm really done. Like, I'm pissed off right now. Grandma, why am I getting calls from Ernest telling me that Aunt Lynn's saying that I left you home alone with no food or lights on? This is disgusting. It's disturbing, and it's stupid at this point. Why the hell does she have such a fucking hard-on for me? It's ridiculous. I am beyond pissed off at this point. No, I'm really pissed off because I am in Brooklyn trying to do work to further my future, and this bitch continues to keep poking and prodding at me, trying to hold me back, saying this stupid shit. I am so done. I am so beyond done. Jealousy makes you really, really ugly, and by the wrinkles coming under her eyes and sagging down her face, I can tell that jealousy has taken over that holy soul of a body.
You know,
I'm just saying, in your case, she's really like, she's out to get you out of here.
It pissed me off because then, like, when I called her out on it, like, you were kind of insinuating, like, I just left her here with nothing. Like, whatever you were saying, you were saying. So now Ernest heard you wrong too? You heard it from his mouth. She's out to get me out of the house.
Jesus.
Now, I'm not someone who comes out of the box yelling. I'm not someone who comes out striking first. I'm not someone that looks for the issue. I'm someone that will sit back and take as much as I can, and then if I blow up, I blow up. That's on you for doing what you did to me. And what my aunt said about me and has done to me over the last year, it's disgusting. Well, that's my only thing is, like, I was basically not forced to get a job because I wanted to get myself a job because that's just what you do at my age, you work. But like the whole thing last year where, like, Aunt Lynn told Aunt Vicky that she was going to call the police and stuff like that.
She told what? Say that again.
That she was going to call the police or something because, I left you home alone for 2 hours or some crap like that. Well, you just said that they can arrest me and you for what?
They can arrest anybody if they leave an elderly person or a child home alone. So I said something. So I said to Vicky earlier, well, we have medicine to get so that we can sit here and not be worried. We are not doing anything wrong, and we're not going out. But now Vicky said, oh, did you get the medicine? I didn't get it. But I said, well, it's hard for us to get out because we can't go out. So Vicky said, who said you can't go out for 10 minutes? I said, Lynn said that we can't go out even for 10 minutes. So Vicky, fuck, gee. It all started out last year when my aunt was over and I was in my room, and long story short, she said something so disgusting, insinuating that I'm not doing anything around the house to help my grandmother. Like, I'm just sitting around like a big lump of pile of crap. And her exact words were, if she's not doing anything, then she shouldn't be here. What do you guys think that means? Insinuating that I'm not doing anything, talking to my grandmother, trying to put words into her brain to manipulate her. It's disgusting. I'm not getting paid to take care of you last year. No, I did it because you were my grandmother. And then to find out in Brooklyn, all of a sudden Aunt Lynn saying that I left you home alone with the lights off and no food. Not the lights off.
Yeah, that's what Ernest called me and told me, and that's what set me off. I feel like why my aunt would say that is because I feel like she was jealous that my grandmother didn't want to go out and live with her. She wanted to stay in her house where I could really just, be here. And I think that got my aunt very jealous.
She's talking to me. She's like, I'm talking to Uncle John right now. I'm talking about contractors, blah, 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 for the house. And I was just like, where's grandma gonna go? She's like, no, we're gonna build onto my house, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. I was like, what about this house? She was like, we'll sell it. I was just like, what about grandma doesn't want to sell the house? It's grandma's house.
I told her that.
Yeah,
I said straight up.
I was just, and she was like, well, she's gonna have to, blah, blah, blah.
It was a plot. That is it, plain and simple. The plot was to remove me from the house so that way my grandma could be taken out of the house and that way they can sell the house for the money. That was the plot, because as long as I'm not here, there's no one to take care of my grandmother. And if there's no one to take care of my grandmother, well then, she can't stay in the house alone. It was a plot to remove me from this house. That's why I came storming into the house and I was just like, what's the problem? Because Ernest called me, I was all the way in Brooklyn, and he called me, he was like, oh, you know, just so you know, I just
She
want
didn't
to...
want to leave. The trouble was, she came in and he came in.
Yeah.
And either one, but she came in and thought it'd be nice to, you know, she meant well, but then the whole thing blew up.
Yeah, but that's the thing, you can mean
That's
well, but you have to watch what you say. You can't say just anything that comes to your mind.
Of course not.
It's not everything you think is true.
Right.
The reason why I know my aunt wants to get me out of the house and force me out and kick me out is because of the things that I have heard. Like, she was gonna call the police on me for not taking care of my grandmother. That's a lie, because I spent the last 6 months of my life catering to my grandmother. So that's what set me off, and I like sped home because I was so pissed off that, you know, she would even say that. Why would Ernest say that to me if it wasn't true, first of all? To be honest, I don't know what this woman has against me, but if we're supposed to be family, like she says, family members wouldn't do this to one another, and it's really disturbing and disgusting that you're trying to do this to me. But that's the only reason why I came home and I was so angry. So angry. Like, who says that?
But you said you'd be home later, all of a sudden you flew in 5 minutes later. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, because I got that phone call. Unfortunately, we went right back down the black hole of kind of rehashing what happened last year, and that's not what I want to do.
The other day I found a note paper that said something like, Eric called me, said he'll be home in 35 minutes. Okay, so we'll do this and then that's good. That's good.
Let's just get this refrigerator fixed.
Okay, what I just would like to do is call a few people, say, what's your service charge? How do you operate? Could you do that?
Yes.
Here, just sit here and do it.
Okay. All in all, this conversation didn't really have a resolution, and it's not something that's going to come overnight. But that's an
You
issue.
can't do that. Yeah, that's bad.
So we need a plan for you. But we do need a plan as to if my grandmother does seem to progress down the downward side of the circle, what we're going to do to make her comfortable in her own house. So even though we didn't get a definitive answer right then and there, I mean, it's a conversation that's going to come up again.